Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth. It's good to have you. Please consider subscribing and turning on your post notification bell if you are a crafter or just enjoy crafting videos. My goal is to grow to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, that's 2022. So please help me to achieve my goal so I can continue to bring you more crafting videos. Today I'm going to show you how I personalize this Sublimation ready Libby glass and coaster using Sublimation and Teckwrap's color changing vinyl. So, if you would like to see how I do this, stay tuned. So for this project I'm going to be using a few things. I'm going to be sublimating on this Libby glass, and I'm also going to be using the Teckwrap color changing vinyl. Also, I've already got my sublimation images printed here, so they look backwards because that's what you do with sublimation. You need to mirror your images, and I used my Epson EcoTank 2720. It's a converted sublimation printer, and to convert your printer you just put your sublimation ink inside it, and that's how you convert a printer for sublimation. I've also got some parchment paper here. I'm also going to be trying to sublimate on this coaster. It is sublimation ready, so is this Libby glass. So I'm going to be using this image here on the coaster and this image on the glass. I've got parchment paper. You need your heat proof gloves, because I'm going to be using the air fryer method to do my sublimation. I've got a pin pen tool here for weeding my vinyl, and a scraper, and I'm going to be using my Cricut maker to cut out my vinyl. I've also got some silicone bands here which I'm going to be using on my glass, and I have the Teckwrap vinyl, and this is color changing vinyl. Sorry for the glare of the ring light. And in this, I love the packaging, by the way. It just reminds me of old vinyls, record vinyls. Anyone my age or older will know what I mean. But this comes with 6 sheets. It comes with instructions of how to cut your vinyl depending on what machine you have, what plotting machine you have. And you have 6 different sheets with this pack. You have the translucent to red, translucent to green, translucent to purple, translucent to yellow, and a translucent to blue, and a translucent to orange. And you have some transfer tape also. So I'm going to be trying this out. I've never used this before, so I'm looking forward to trying this out. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've already printed my images. I'm going to now cut out my vinyl. So I'm going to take you to Cricut Design Space. Oh, also I need some heat resistant tape as well. Okay, so now I'm going to take you to Cricut Design Space and show you what I do on there before I cut it on my Cricut maker. So I am in Cricut Design Space, and I'm just choosing the text icon from the left panel, and I'm typing in the name. I've chosen a font that is on my system. The font is from Creative Fabrica, and now I am resizing it. I've measured my Libby glass, and I've adjusted the size to the size that I want. and then I'm welding it because it is a cursive font and I want it to cut out all in one piece. And then I'm going in to choose my material, and for this color changing vinyl I am going to be using premium vinyl holographic art deco, and I'm leaving it on the default cut. Okay, so with the Teckwrap vinyl, it has a film on it, so I need to peel that off before I put it in the Cricut to cut. So this might be quite challenging. The film is actually a lot thinner than you would think. Okay, so here's a film. Be careful not to pick up the actual vinyl, which I did do, and hopefully that won't cause any issues. But the film is quite thin, so I need to pull that off. Now I'm going to place it on my mat. And then cut. Okay, so that's done. So I'm now going to remove it off the mat and weed it. So I'm just going to weed this now. Okay, so that weeded quite nicely. Not sure if it's picking up, but that weeded really easily on the settings I did. So I did premium holographic art deco, I think it was, I chose, and that did it first go, and I used default pressure, so that cut out really nicely. So I'm just going to leave that there for now, because I'm going to now get on with the sublimation. So I'm going to prep my Libby glass ready for sublimation. Okay, so I'm going to remove the lid and get my image. And then I'm placing that on the glass, making sure it is nice and straight. So the thing with sublimation is that you want to make sure that the image is nice and tight on whatever the substrate is that you are using. I may just move this up slightly because it's on that curve and I don't want it to be, because the glass is curved at the bottom, so I don't want to run into any ghosting issues. I think I prefer it there. We're good there, and we're hopefully good there too. Right. So you want to pull the image taut onto the glass. That's the main thing with sublimation, is that it needs to have good contact with the substrate. So once I've got that initial tape on, I'm now going to tape it a bit more, and I'm going to use my thicker tape this time. Okay, I'm just going to use the end. Sometimes I use scissors, but anything to kind of make sure that is on properly, or you could use your scraper from your Cricut. So any tool just to kind of press that tape down into place so it doesn't move. Make sure it is nice and straight. I'm going to add just a bit of tape here at the bottom, even though I'm going to be using my silicone bands. I'm just going to seal that off because it's quite close to that curved edge there, and a little bit at the top. And normally I don't put any tape at the top here, but my image is quite big and it's quite close to that curve, and I just don't want it to have any types of issues with ghosting. So now I'm going to wrap my glass in some parchment paper. And this is to prevent any ink from staining my air fryer. So to protect my air fryer, because with sublimation you will get some gas release, which will include some of the ink as well. And you don't want your heat press or your air fryer or your mug press to be stained by that ink. So the parchment paper prevents that from happening. So just a bit of tape on there, like so. And then I'm going to use my silicone bands. So this is always quite a challenge to put on because they're so tight. One end got on. Woo! I feel like I'm doing a workout. And then this end. Get my finger out. So our glass is now ready and prepped. So it is now ready to go into the air fryer. So I'm just going to take it into the air fryer. So let's go. Okay, so we are at the air fryer. I have heated this for 5 minutes. The temperature I'm going to be sublimating at is 193 degrees Celsius, and I'm going to be sublimating for 9 minutes. So I'm going to pop that into the air fryer. And sublimate for 9 minutes. And we'll come back to see when it's finished cooking. By the way, this is solely for sublimating. I do not cook in this air fryer. It is only for sublimating. So once you have used your air fryer, if you ever try out your air fryer for sublimating, you can no longer use it for cooking. So that is something that's really important. Once you use the air fryer for sublimating, you no longer can use it for cooking, and you want to be in a well ventilated space. I hope you can hear me over the noise of the air fryer. You want to be in a well ventilated space and have your windows open also. So we'll be right back when it finishes. Okay, it has now been 9 minutes. So this is the glass. It's super hot, so I'm just going to leave it to cool down completely before I peel off any of the tape. But you can see there that the image is now a lot more clearer compared to if I show you the one for the coaster, which is not as vibrant. Okay, and that's what happens with sublimation ink. When it's printed, it's not as vibrant, and then when it is sublimated, when it's treated with heat, the ink activates and it becomes a lot more clear and sharp. So I'm just going to leave this now to cool completely before I pull off the tape. So now I am going to be prepping this coaster. I got this from Amazon. I've never used it before, so this is just going to be a trial really to see how well it sublimates. So I've got my heat press here, my small heat press, at 190 degrees Celsius, and I'm going to be pressing this for 75 seconds. Now I'm hoping that time and temperature is fine with this product. Obviously, like I said, I have never used this before, so I'm hoping that's all fine. So I'm just going to put my image onto the coaster. So what I'm going to do is put the coaster on the top first, like that. I made my image bigger than the actual coaster because I want the sublimation to go from edge to edge. So I think I'm happy with that. It looks straight. In fact, before I do that, I'm going to lint roll it because any fuzzies could ruin the actual look of the sublimation. So I'm just going to add some tape just so it doesn't move. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to I'm going to really protect my press here because I'm always very cautious when it comes to sublimating to protect my press. So double parchment paper here. I'm going to put some on the top also. And I may just add some tape just so that parchment paper doesn't move when I close my press. And then final piece of parchment on top, and wish me luck. Let's press. Okay, so let's see what's happened. It looks like it's bowing, I'm hoping it hasn't melted, but let's take a look. I feel like it's sublimated. It feels super hot. It has a plasticky smell. I need to just rip this off. Oh wow, 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 wow. Look at that. That is amazing. Oh, I didn't think it was gonna come out that well. Obviously it's you just need to flatten it a bit. But that looks so good. Wow. And ink release. I mean, the grey is practically, there's no grey left on there. The ink release is very good. So I'm just really happy with that. I'm really happy with the ink that I use for my sublimation. It's the Ink Experts Sublim Sublimation ink. I will link it in the description box. But that's turned out really nice. I just hope the glass looks just as good now, because I'm pleased with that. So I'm just waiting for the glass to cool down a little bit more, and then we will finish off this project by putting the Teckwrap colour changing vinyl. So keep watching. So the glass is now nice and cool. I can touch it. So let's have a look to see if this is also sublimated well. And that has sublimated really well. Bit of paper in there so you can see it even better. So you can see it's sublimated well. I'm pleased with that. Here is the paper. Some good ink release there. So now I am going to add the vinyl. And then we'll be finished with this project. Okay, so I'm going to transfer my vinyl onto the transfer tape. Okay, so we have our vinyl on the transfer tape, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the parchment paper hack. I'm now going to line up my image, making sure it's nice and straight. I think I am going to have the name, because Diet Coke is going from bottom to top. I'm going to have the name also going from bottom to top. This bit is always very fiddly for me because I want it nice and straight, so I'm a bit fussy over this part, maybe overly fussy. But yeah, that's looking straight. So I'm going to remove the parchment paper. And I'm just going to use my Cricut scraping tool to make sure that vinyl is stuck down really well. Okay, I could possibly use this tape again, so I'm going to put it back on the sheet. To be used another time. I'm hoping that is the right one I've used. Yep, it's the wrong one. So put it back on its original sheet. Okay, and then I can use that again. So that is now on. I'm just going to go over it again, making sure it's down properly. Making sure there are no air bubbles. Yep, that looks good. I'm really pleased with the way this has turned out. Really, really pleased. So that is the project done. I'm now going to test this colour changing. I used the translucent to red, so let's have a look at it. So it's a cold colour changing vinyl. So I've just added some ice. And there we can see it changing. That is super cool. Let's add a bit more. So just a closer look. There, I think it will look really great when you've got your Diet Coke in there and your name. So this is a great gift. It's almost Christmas, not just for Christmas, for birthdays, or just as a personalised gift. And I think that's really turned out great. So I am very pleased with both of these. They've turned out really great. Awesome. So that's the end of that. Thanks for watching.
So if you found this video interesting or useful, please like and subscribe if you haven't yet done so, and turn on that post notification bell and click all so you are notified when I upload a new video. And as always guys, don't have a good day, have an amazing day. Till next time, bye.